Yekavana Samadhirami Musavara Veramani Sikhavana Samadhirami Suranayana Majjhamadhyana Veramani Sikhavana Samadhirami Vidana Bhojana Viramani Sikhavana Samadhirami Natsa Hida Vajita Visukadasana Malavana Vilevana Dharana Mandana Vidusanatana Veramani Sikhavana Samadhirami Oshakayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikhavana Samadhirami Imani Acha Sikhavrani Samadhirami. You say Imani Acha Sikhavrani Samadhirami. Imani Acha Sikhavrani Samadhirami. Isarani Saha Hachina Samanaka Boska Sila Dhamman Santan Katawa Pakumatina Sangatita Okay, page number 13. Page number 13. Sangamasati. Yes, Lisa, get out of me. Sangha. So, what balance is it? What's
Which page?
page? Sorry, 11. Okay, 11. 11. All balance first. Vipassana and then Vipassana. Okay. The recognition of the spiritual. Okay, let's start. Then I will do. Sangho Auliyo Pauliyo Dakiyo Anjali Kariyo Anjali Kariyo Lokasati. Yeah. Okay, page 49, Metta Sutta. That is also the loving kindness. Western side, that I would be Yang sanggam bisa meja Sarwa ujuja sujuja suwata jasa ujuwanati mani Sando sasawaja sumaroja Abhariyoja sangga uji Saniriyoja nibaroja Agada kure suranido Naja bodhan samatarici Yena niware mubariyo Sumino no hontu Sade sada hontu sudhidata Ye jivana buddhasmi Tasawa Dawara Sisa Iyawai Mandawa Majima Rasaka Jula Deya Ye jatwe wasandi avi dure Urawa sagawe siwa Sade sada bhagwantu sudhidada Narona niko veda Nati maneta kata china kanji Yaro sana parisya sanya Nyanya manya saduka nichira Madaya jahiyam Buddha Ayusa eka Buddha menureke Evam bisa udesu Manasan bhavare aparimanam Menancha sabalokasi Manasan bhavare aparimanam Oganadocha diviyancha Asamadam haveram asamadam Tikam chalam visinowa Sayano yayavadasa Vigadamigo Edam satya videya Brahma vidam viharam vidamahu Devita vidama siddhava Dasamira samdhava Kamisu viviya vida Nai jatuka pasya mahadehi Jita Subang Nitidan Sadu 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 Please calm down, sweethearts. Dhammam pujemi. Sangham pujemi.
Okay, good morning. So later we will have photo session, right? So unfortunately, few were left yesterday because of their commitment. So before I go to my notes, I would like to highlight some important point here. Why do we recite this Metta Sutta? Okay. Because this Metta Sutta actually starts with very good qualities of a meditator should have. So, and this is a teaching of the Buddha to the monks who try to meditate, right? So when the monk meditate, they have hindrances, so the Buddha asked them to go back and practice this loving kindness. Because when the monk was meditating in the forest, forest is where the devas stay. Because the monks have very good quality, so the deva cannot stay above the monk. So the deva have to come down from their tree and walk on earth. Because of that, they are not happy with the monk, right? So they make frightened noise, frightened image just to chase the monks, many monks away. So then the monks go and told the Buddha about this, and the Buddha say, you practice this sutta, Karaniya Metta Sutta, and radiate loving kindness to the deva. Then the deva are so happy with the monks, and they don't disturb the monks, and then the monks achieve enlightenment. 所以这个经呢，就是讲，虽然是讲慈爱经，是讲到禅修者应该有的品德，因为有一时很多位比丘在森林修禅，所以他们不能修禅，因为那些树神在干扰他。因为这些比丘是有好的戒的比丘，所以他们树神不能在他们上面，树神就是在树上面，是不是？所以他们需要下来在地上走路，很不方便。没有自己家，所以他们就用很恐怖的声音和景象要把这个比丘赶走。后来比丘去找佛陀，佛陀就劝他们修这个经，所以这些比丘后来修慈爱，他们树神那个天神不干扰他，后来他们征服。Alright, so we look at the qualities here, right? Who want to skill in good and wishes to attain the peace, Vipassana, right? He should be able. Able means if you are meditator, you should be able to practice your meditation. Or even if you are doing your job or business, you should be able to do your job business. Uju is upright. Suju or suhuju, perfectly upright. So that's talking about honest character. As a meditator, you should be honest to yourself, to the teacher, right? So, and amenable to correction, right? This means that it's a Pali word, suvacho. Suvacho means good speech, means that good to admonish. So if teacher give you advice, you don't do this, you don't do that, you should follow. Gentle, your mind should be gentle, right? And not considered harmful. Anatimani, mana is a conceit. So you have to think about, as a meditator or as a Buddhist, you should have this kind of qualities. Then you should be contented, right? Easy to support. Now, as a meditator here, it's very easy. You come here, you have some breakfast and then lunch, whatever given to you, you just contented with it, and then spend the rest of time practice meditation. So this is called easy to support, right? You are not fussy. Have few activities, apakicho, means that as a meditator, your job is just sit, walk, standing. That's all. You don't engage with handphone, don't go and chit-chat with people. There's nothing to do with you, right? So your activities is only few. And simple livelihood. That means that whatever you have is at this moment, maybe some cold sweat, your sweater and so on, that's easy. As a lay person, the less you have is better. So you don't worry about so much properties and so on. Then you can support yourself easily. Be controlled in your senses means that we say not the sixth sense base. When you see something, you hear something, you smell something, you don't get attached to the good sound, good smell, good taste, and so on. Nipako means wisdom. You should have wise and wisdom, right? Okay, and so on. Nipako, something to you, nipako, right? And abagapo also said, abagapo means not greedy. You don't greedy attached to your family. Let's say if you come here to meditate, you should let go your family members. Don't need to worry about your sons and daughters. Just temporarily put aside the thoughts about family. Right? So that's the meaning of not greedily attached to your families and devotees. You know, I translate from Chinese, right? So 因为禅修时我们应该有这样的品德，应该有能干。可以禅修，或在你日常生活，你可以做你的事情，要正直，要诚恳，这个很重要的，要老实。还有就是讲，要谦恭，就是讲，老师跟你讲什么，你可以接受意见，对，就是讲老师可以修改你，你可以修改自己，要柔和，还不要骄傲，不要自满，这个是因为禅修者应该有的品德。他知足容易就是供养，就是讲到比丘，可是讲到自己呢，就是你不要太多东西，也不要太多要求，就讲生活要简朴简单，还有你的五根清净，就是讲看到什么听到什么，不要太执着，不要讲看到一个 handphone 就要买，看到一个东西就要买这个买那个，就是讲这个你的没有五根的清净。不要执着家里人，好像你们在这里禅修呢，就不要想到你们的家里人。Now this is important. Actually, from this part, you can see we start to practice loving kindness, right? You will not commit even a slightest wrong deeds that which might be censored by otherwise men. So here talking about wholesome deed, you know. He should restrain from bad deeds. He should only do good deeds. So when he only do good deeds, he does not do bad deeds. So nobody will criticize him. If nobody can criticize him, that's when he have a peace of mind already, right? 所以他不应该做什么任何的错误的事情，因为这些事情那些有知者会谴责他，他只是尽量的行善。Now, from this part, if you want to know how to read the Metta, is follow the sutta here. Suki no wa kemi no hontu. Right? Hontu means suki, sukha means well, kemi no means safe, right? Hontu means refer to all beings. May all beings, hontu and sabe sata means safe. May all beings be very happy. May all beings sukitata, happy hearted means be happy. So if you want to know which Pali, one Pali to say, may all beings be happy, you also can decide this one. Suki no wa kemi no hontu sabe sata bhavantu sukitata. Alright, this is really follow the Buddha teaching. By these two verses, you already learn to radiate the anodisa, unlimited, unspecific loving kindness to all beings. You can find this on your book also. Okay, so this is a very simple chanting. Means that all the Buddhists be able to chant and to understand. 所以在这里我们就开始就是禅修。第一段就是讲不要做任何的错事，尽量行善，那些智者不会谴责你。后来就一直讲愿一切众生快乐，愿他们安宁。通过这句话，Sukhino wa kino hontu sabe sata bhavantu sukitata. Okay, so this metta, this chanting while you are reciting, you also can start to practice loving kindness by this part. The first two paragraphs, two verses is more on your qualities as a meditator. So 第二句就是讲你的叫品德，你的品德优良的品德。第三句就是讲开始修行了。OK， 这样修行呢？OK， 我们的对象 Now, what is the object? Object is being. So what kind of being? Here is very, very strong. Whether they are weak or strong, whether long or short, big or medium, small, subtle, gross. This means there are all types of beings, right? And the next one will be whether you can see them visible, invisible, or far and near, born and not born. So may all beings be well happy. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitata. So this covers all the beings in the divine plan of existence, the whole world, right? So 第四、第五是讲到不同的类的众生、大小等等，不管看见不看见，远还是方，远还是近，愿他们都快乐健康等等。And this one, the Buddha say, don't deceive, don't despise each other anyway, or with ill will, anger. They do not wish any harm to each other. Right? So this is one way to radiate loving kindness. So the best way is number 7. How do you radiate loving kindness? Just as a mother with, now Buddha we translate as son, but actually Buddha in Pali means child, right? Buddha. Actually it's like Malay word Putra. Okay, Malay word is Putra, Pali word is Buddha. So just a mother to, actually sometimes we translate as a child. She will protect her only one child. Here, the Pali word Eka, Eka is one. So only one child. Let's say if a mother have 5 children, her love will be maybe to youngest one, she will love more, right? The eldest one will be less because the eldest one already be able to take care of himself, herself. So she might focus more love to the youngest one. But if she only have one child, her love will be undivided, concentrated, right? So, and protect her only one child with her own life, right? So in the same way, we all be they cultivate boundless thoughts of loving kindness towards all beings. So aparimana means without limit. So same way with the undivided love to her only child, she should also share the same love, radiate the same love to all beings. So Pali word bhavaya, bhavaya means develop or cultivate here, right? 所以在这里讲到一个母亲，她对孩子唯一的孩子的爱，如果她有5个孩子，可能对大的比较没有这样爱，因为大的可以懂事，可以照顾自己。对小的可能他会很注意，可是在这里如果是唯一的孩子，他会无限专注的爱给这个孩子，所以同样的我们以同样的方式送慈爱给每个众生。This part how should we rate it? Right? You can think about the whole world, Subang, right? To the top, above, down, to below, to across the all around. Okay, so this one way, you just send your thought to above, to below, around. Okay, like we say, or when we chant the Buddha, then think about the top, below, and around. Right? This is called kind of like direction. 所以我们把慈爱想到上面、下面还是周围，愿一切的众生都没有阻碍，没有恨，都没有敌意。Right? Now, this is important. When do you practice? When you're walking, key down, standing, walking, sitting, or lying down. As long as he is awake, right? So you can practice metta at any time. So as a meditator here, or when you go back, you have 2 tasks. Either you do Vipassana or you do metta. Because you can do it in any position. Same also Vipassana in any position, right? So that's why they call it noble living, divine abiding, Brahma Metta, Brahma Vihara, okay, divine living. Right? So why we call Brahma is like the Brahma God who have jhana, they always radiate loving kindness, right? 就像梵天使这样，我们修慈爱，在4个知识行住坐卧，只要我们有正念，我们应该修慈心。Right? And then after that, because he had the right view, Dikti is wrong view. He does not have any wrong view. Sila, he had good virtues, morality, he had insight, Okay, dasana is inside means refer to Vipassana. So if he practice metta together with insight, and when he be able to abandon the karma also what we say the sensual desire, when you learn Abhidhamma, you learn, then he will not be born in the womb. This means they will not come back to human world. Right? So this is the benefits. Now, when we learn the Buddha Sutta, we always see beginning the Buddha talking about the qualities, the middle where the Buddha talk about the way to practice, and the end the Buddha give the benefits. So Buddha Sutta is actually very good to see. You always see there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end, right? 所以佛陀教导这最后一段就是讲它的好处。佛陀的教导有3段，第一个是讲到品德，刚才我们第一、第二看到品德，中间是讲到禅修，最后才是讲实际的修禅。啊，所以我们可以通过这个方式来学如何修持来。OK， 清楚哈？Okay, now I will go back to my notes here. Where am I from? Okay, we left it a bit then. Okay. Yesterday we already talked about this. So now today we talk about new topic Yuganata. Right. Now, in Buddha's teaching, there are 4 methods of practice. You can practice Vipassana. Right. So wait, Vipassana. Right. So which one? Vipassana preceded by Samatha, or Samatha preceded by Vipassana. You find? Yeah. Then Samatha and Vipassana together. The last one is overcome the restlessness regarding the Dharma. Right? So we go for the first one, right? In detail number 1. Samatha first, Vipassana later. So 有4种修禅方式。第一个是止禅先，内观后观。先止后观。This means that you practice metta, you change to Vipassana later. Alright, like now what you do, you can practice 10 minutes of metta, make sure your mind calm down, then you move to Vipassana. Or you practice metta in the morning and spend the rest of the day practice Vipassana. Okay, so this is called samatha first. Remember when we say metta, metta is actually samatha practice and Vipassana later. Okay. Now, second thing is we practice Vipassana first and Samatha later. Okay, 先观后止, right? Now, during the Vipassana practice, one sees anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanent, suffering, non-self. So now, we say all the mental states, such as right view and right thought, have Nibbana as their intention. They are directed towards Nibbana, having Nibbana as their objective. It produces one-pointedness of mind or samadhi. This means that when you practice Vipassana, you see anicca, dukkha, anatta, and when the mind just focuses on Nibbana. So with the Nibbana as the object, so that's how we call it samatha later. This one is a little bit technical because most people don't talk about this. This one we get from our ex-rector of our university. Okay, that Saya Dr. Nandamala. They explain about this book. This book is called Yuganata book. So if you're interested, I will share to you later. So this book called Yuganata, right? So this means that Vipassana first, you focus on Nibbana as object later. 现在这里是修内观智慧禅，看到无常无我。后来心强调涅槃，把正见正思维朝向涅槃。所以这边是讲先观后止 停止心，停止在想提升涅槃的那个心意。Now the third one is a Vipassana and Samatha. How do people combine? Right? First, you attain the jhana. Now, in the middle of jhana, jhana means deep concentration. Your mind cannot do any contemplation. So you have to get out from the jhana. Then you contemplate the jhana factors, all the initial thoughts, initial sustain as applications, so on as impermanence. So this is Vipassana. Then after that, you go back and attain another jhana. Then you come up in practice Vipassana. Then you go to the jhana again to calm the mind. Come out from it, you practice Vipassana. So this is called combination Vipassana. Right? This for those who have skill in the jhana practice, right? They are very skillful in the jhana practice. So if you have attained jhana and be able to get to jhana easily, you can practice true. Okay. Now, number 4 is we call it the Vipassana Upakarisa, disturbance to Vipassana. Sorry, 我再解释第三个。第三就是讲进入禅啊，后来出来观禅定啊，观他的禅之无常无我，后来又进入禅啊，出来观他的禅之就是禅那的因素无常无我，又进入禅啊，这个就是讲给那些有那个能力进禅啊的哦，你如果没有能力就不要修这个。因为在禅那时候不能关照，一定要出来才可以关照禅那的因素，为无常无我。Right? Okay, now number 4. Now number 4, I already explained in my Buddha class before. You have 10 things that appear in your mind. So all these are 9 of them. 1 to 9 are very good things. So all the meditator, you all should try to get it. When you see light, when the knowledge appear, number 2. When the joy arises, number 3. When you got tranquility, your mind very calm. Your happiness, you got happiness when your confidence and aspiration is very strong. When you got effort, when you got mindfulness, when you got equanimity. So on number 1 to 9, all these are very good qualities that all the meditators, whether you practice samatha or vipassana, you should aspire to have. But if they don't appear, don't get upset. They appear when you have good effort, mindfulness, concentration, right? But the number 10 is the real problem. Number 10 is attachment. So out of this 1 to 10, only the last 10, you can make a mark, make a star, whatever, is the real defilement, because this is the attachment to all these good states. Because of attachment, the meditator was stuck there, so stuck. They just enjoy the good experience. They don't want to see them as impermanent suffering. They want them to last forever. Okay? Just enjoy them and they're stuck. So we call it the meditator only stuck in the electric jet. Don't want to move forward. Okay? Now, okay, 我讲完这个，在这第4个就小的内观智慧的一些杂览，虽然是讲杂览，其实1到9是很好的，比如你的光、你的智慧、喜悦、心安乐等等，决定的心、精进、有正念，还有舍。其实这些是很好听的，每个禅修者应该尽量需要养它，不管你是修止禅还是内观智慧禅。可是最有问题是第10，是执着或贪心，因为这些好的经验，你贪心它，你享受它，想透它持久，你不要关照为无常无我，你不要看到生命，所以在这里你就比较停止。Right? So that's why the last one, Nikkanda, is a real place of defilement. It cannot be known as evil. It's a very subtle attachment to the good states in the meditation. Right? So the 1 and 9 are good qualities in meditation. However, they call disturbance because the meditator contemplate them as higher attainment. Right? Clear about this? Okay. I think the notes already explained everything. Therefore, before meditation practice, we should know about this klesa, means defilement. We should increase the effort up to Nibbana. Such knowledge is important. Otherwise, the yogi stop the practice thinking he's the purpose of Arahant. Right? 在这里就是我们应该知道这些所谓的杂人，因为这样我们可以静静的到涅槃，这样的知识很重要。如果不会呢，他就会停止，他就误会自己已经得到圣道果，还以为自己是阿罗汉。Now this is important because sometimes I know social with sometimes you go to meditation center, you meet some of the 会所谓so-called funny meditator. Why funny? Because they think they themselves as Arahant. So when a yogi think he himself as Arahant, how will he behave? He is very considered. One thing. Last time in one of the place I meditate, the yogi behave like a super yogi, because super yogi. He walk like this. And then when people put a cushion, like sometimes the meditator like to sit outside corridor, right? Because it's very cooling. So the meditator put a cushion there. And this super yogi who thought that he has a very good result in meditation, when he see the cushion there, he kicked them off. Now, as a meditator, if you know the meditation cushion is used for meditation, will you kick it off? No. If it disturbs your way, you will be politely take away or put aside. You will not kick it off. By this action of this meditator, we already show that he has been loss of defilements. So if somebody has loss of defilements, is he an Arahant? No. Yeah. Arahant, we already know. At the last stage, there's enlightenment, we have 4 stages, right? The last stage is Arahant. The last stage, Arahant will remove mana conceit. So Arahant is a very, very humble person. So that's why there's a story in Myanmar. One time, a young novice followed his teacher. So I think it's also in the Vipassana. So they're walking around. Then the novice asked innocently, "Teacher, how do we know somebody is Arahant?" The novice, a young boy, novice is a young person, he asked. Then the teacher said, "Well, if somebody carry the rose, follow him behind, he might not know at all." Okay. So that the teacher said he might be Arahant, the novice doesn't even know that he's Arahant. Because Arahant will not advertise, no Arahant. Sometimes last time in Myanmar got one course, it called 7 days to Sotapanna. It was actually quite famous at the time. They promise you just made it 7 days, you guarantee can get Sotapanna. Then the first stage of enlightenment. Okay. 你们华语明白吗？可以啊，不用翻译哦。所以不明白，全部明白吗？可以啊，就不用翻译了。Okay. Now, okay, so we finished this paper, so I think let's see another paper. Okay, now this is important, all right? So I think you can read yourself, body, feeling, mind, and dharma. Okay. Now, I already mentioned when we practice, we need to be systematic, right? So you follow from the 4 foundation mindfulness, body to feeling, mind, and mental object. Obvious object to subtle object. Familiar object to unfamiliar object. Okay, reduce the hindrances, increase the factors of enlightenment. Okay, I think this one is okay. Now, number 4, single pointed focus to open awareness. Why this one? All right, for example, when you note the body in sitting meditation, you're not sitting, touching, sitting, touching. It just considered as a few objects, so your mind can get focused easily. So later, when you be more skillful, you can just observe the whole body, observe any feeling that come out in the body. And you'll be more mindful or more skillful. You can open out your 6 sense bases, not all the sound, smell, taste, and so on. So this is we call it open awareness. You just open up your mind, let the object come by themselves. Okay? 所以这个就是讲从专注一点，好像我们在做禅，只是专注腹部上下，还是做到比较我们放开的，就是讲 给目标自己自然的来关照他们的清楚如看到，如听到、感受等等。OK， 那么E，from structured practice sitting and walking to natural awareness at all time. Okay, as a beginner, when you train yourself in sitting and walking, later you spend more time. Let's say if you are busy, you need to help in the kitchen or whatever. Of course, not now. Later, when if you are helping in kitchen, or go to do gardening or whatever, so we call it a natural awareness. 所以在这里是走和做。如果以后呢，你们在家里，你们可以做自然的觉知，就是讲在煮饭、扫地，还是在驾驶等等。Next one is momentary concentration. Like one moment to one moment, you focus on the object. When we say concentration, means focus on object. To sustain attention. Sustain attention means that you'll be able to keep the mindfulness, effort, and concentration at all times. Right? 所以从刹那定就是一个刹那到一个刹那的定力。后来这个专注力放到持续就是每个时候都要知道。简单来说就是每个时候需要知道。Okay. Right, and this is some example about how you practice walking meditation and how you practice the Jaya Vipassana. Right? I think this one you can read yourself. It's not so difficult. So I make it as simple as possible. Now, important point, all right? So always in the middle path, maintain continuity of mindfulness, balance the effort and relaxation, don't force or control, simply observe what nature arises, stay balanced, don't expect a specific experience, letting go and distance. Okay, I think this is okay, not so difficult. Now, let's talk about these 5 faculties. I try to finish it because evening time is more okay, right? Now, this is important. I think all the meditators you about this, and then all the Abhidharma students already mentioned it. Now, faith and wisdom. These two you should balance, right? Concentration and energy or effort you should balance. So this is we have 2 pair here. Faith and wisdom is 1 pair. Concentration and effort is 1 pair. Now, it's important because when your sadhana, faith is more than wisdom. So you have too much faith or too much trust, and less faith. So you're over trusting means that you simply, like for example, people say, this is good for health. You saw the promotion on the Facebook, then you go and buy. Right? It might not be true, right? So this is over trusting. You need to have wisdom, right? But when the knowledge is more than faith, then you use the knowledge to do bad things. So cunning will occur, right? Cunning mind, we call it cunning mind. 所以这个是5根哈，那个性、静、念、定和慧这很重要。如果信心超越那个智慧，会过多的轻信。就讲相信人家讲这个好那个好，你就随便买东西了。可是如果智慧在这里虽然是讲智慧，它只是一个知识过了那个信心，就会变成骄傲。所以我们要注意。所以这代表是信心和智慧是一对，这是第一对，信心和智慧是第一对，这一个是。Now the second pair is what? Effort and concentration. Now, let's say if, as I say, to increase effort is doing walking meditation, right? When you walk, you find that your mind getting more restless, right? Because effort is too much, then concentration is too less. So at that time, you should go into sitting, right? Because effort is more than concentration, your mind is very restless. Sometimes the more you walk, you find restless, then you should do more sitting, right? But when you do too much sitting improves the concentration. But when the concentration is more than effort, you feel sleepy, slow and torpor. So when you sit so long, you notice that your mindfulness is gone. So you just like nodding, right? Then at that time, slow and torpor is too much. So you should go and do walking. Okay? Right? Concentration you get in sitting. In walking meditation, standing meditation, you get effort, right? So you should know how to balance between these two. OK， 所以如果当你走太多，你的精进太多哦，就会掉去，所以那时就要去坐禅。可是如果坐太多，就会导致定力太多。如果定力太多呢，就会昏沉懒散等等懒散，所以不要做太多，应该去做。走坐要平衡。So sitting and walking, please balance, right? Now the first day I see somebody trying to sit for 2 hours. Now second day improve after I tell you all, hands can give X. You all sit 2 hours cannot give X, right? So try to balance 1 hour in Vipassana training. 1 hour sitting, 1 hour walking is enough. You don't need to be 2 hours or 3 hours. Like I tell you, the super yogi, he always sit for 2 hours. You know, because he thought it's super yogi, but his behavior is really super lousy. Okay, so always check your mind. Like we say in the Gayana Metta, how honest you are. Are you honest to yourself? Are you honest? You can tell. If people don't know, but you should know, are you an honest person? Are you an upright person? Right? Okay. Now, this is important. 所以自己要时常有正念，观自己的心哦，不要太懒散，也不要太骄傲，这个很重要哈。Now, different posture. So you have walking, standing, increase the effort. Sitting, lying down, increase concentration. So we only allow you to do lying meditation if you are in a full-time retreat. Before you fall asleep, you do lying meditation, right? Or at the back of your house, when you go back, you do lying meditation. 不同的姿势修行啊，行禅、站禅增加精进，坐禅、卧禅增加定力。Now you should change your posture. You know, when you feel more restless, you should do more sitting. But if you sit down, you always find sleepy. You know, then you do more walking. So in Vipassana training, postures are not important. The more important is mindfulness, right? As long as you have mindfulness, your effort and concentration will be there. So emphasize on mindfulness. Okay, so now I think the rest is okay. So now we talk about 7 factors of enlightenment. Now, to gain enlightenment, we need to have 7 factors of enlightenment. So mindfulness, sati, dhamma vijaya, investigation dhamma, effort, joy, tranquility, concentration. Now, when we say concentration, it's actually one-pointedness, focus on the one object, equanimity. So try to develop this in your meditation. The first one is always mindfulness. Second one is try to see Namarupa, Namarupa. Try to see Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. Try to see 5 place of 6 and space. 这个7觉知导致正路，所以我们有这个念、折法、精进、喜悦、清安、定，还有舍。所以时常去请他们。最主要当然是念觉知哈，要正确的觉察目标。第二个折法就是关照名色、五蕴等等他们的特质。Right? So 7 factors enlightenment, as long as you have the 3. So we take 1, 2, 3 is the most important. As long as you have mindfulness, investigation of Dhamma, and effort, so you need to make a mark. This 1, 2, 3 is actually the cause. Once you have the cause, the effect, joy, tranquility, concentration, and equanimity will arise by itself, right? 所以第1到3是那个因哦，有好的因，有好的果。4、5、6、7就是果，那个果会自然出现，所以不用强求。Alright? So 1 to 3 is the cause, 4 to 7 is the effect. So you just need to practice more. 1 to 3. So once they have good cause, there will be good effect. So If you want to enjoy the joy, tranquility, and so on, you just need to focus on the cause. Okay, and the rest of the paper is talking about different way of how you're going to. Actually, I gave sharing on this, Dharma talk on this. It's quite long. I gave it. We have actually online one meditation course on Saturday. Some of the participants also joined. I did or share on this. So today I'm gonna go through because they take you about 3 hours or 4 hours. So you can read yourself, and later you can go and look at the YouTube, the one that we did lots of recording already. Okay, I think that's enough. So we just spend maybe 5 minutes or Q&A. So formally to say we finished the paper lah. Actually, it's a lot of paper. I was wondering if I can finish in 3 days, you know. So that's why I have 2 sessions in. Hopefully we can finish it. So the rest I think you can revise. Okay, now we go for Q&A. Right, so we give opportunity for those who never asked before. Right, so yeah.
One means I agree with the rest of the friends. So if I have questions, right? In the books they were saying equalizing the 5 faculties. Sometimes we also look about we need to balance the 2 groups of the 7 Botanda. So I would like to see the scientific balance. When do we know that we now need to actually equalize the 5 faculties, and then we need to balance the 7 Botanda?
Okay, 7 bojjhanga we don't balance. We don't need to balance. We just need to develop the 7 bojjhangas. For the 5 faculties, like we say just now, right? We need to balance there are how many pegs? Remember, there are 2 pegs. I'll show the slide. Now you have 5 faculties, so always remember it, right? Faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration, this one, right? So you just need to equalizing, balance, faith, and wisdom, concentration, and effort. So we have 2 pairs here. But for the 7 bojjhanga, you don't need to equalize them. You need to develop as much as possible because they are factors of enlightenment. Okay, clear?
Yeah, I'm clear for ceremony explanation. The reason I'm asking because some of the Dharma teaching was saying that 7 bojjhanga can be split into 2 groups. That's why I.
Oh yeah, just like we say cause and effect. Right? Yeah.
So for ceremony, it's more like we just look at the causes for ceremony.
Yes.
So there's no need to balance the group because there was the mention of like the Dharma Vichaya, Vikri, and also the Kriya is one group, then the Kasani and the Sa.
Yeah, yes.
That's why I just want.
Okay. 5 faculties we need to balance because it's mentioned in the commentary. We need to balance the 3 pairs between wisdom and faith, and the effort and concentration. But because for the bojjhanga factors of enlightenment, as they are called enlightenment factors, so we should develop and cultivate them as much as possible, right? Okay. So at that point, we don't focus on balance. We focus more on development. Right? Thank you for your question. Okay, next person. Okay, next person who never asked before. Okay, anybody? All right. Okay, then. Okay, yes. Yeah, she. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Yes.
I would like to ask you, meditation. Different situation with Samatha, first then Vipassana, which I practice for these 3 weeks. Practice with the Metta first. Well, after a few good weeks, then I try to go back to the body. I'm going to check which part is I can feel the hardness, the heart. That is they are going and come back again. And at the same time, I can see the brightness is so bright.
Okay, right, yes.
In the breath, because now I need to do the Vipassana, right? So in the breath, I still, if I want to see the harmonics, the pain, I still can do.
Yes.
But it confuses me is that, am I practice the Vipassana or I still in the
Okay.
Vipassana?
Now, why we practice Metta? We practice Metta just to calm down our mind and body. Because once you're in more comfortable state, you have some, we call it tranquility. So it's easy to switch to Vipassana. So when you switch to Vipassana, like you say, you contemplate the four great elements, you see the hardness, sometimes it come, it go. At that time, the brightness come. Like we say, the brightness is result of you have good practice, so they are brightness, but don't get attached to them. Because once you get to attach, there's no more then, all right? So when it comes, you actually just ignore it, right? So at the time you are practicing Vipassana, no more Metta. Because Metta, the object is loving kindness, is a beings. Metta, the object is beings. Vipassana is your Nama Rupa, right? As long as your object is correct, then you are in Vipassana, right? Okay.
So what is that because the brightness, maybe I feel attached, it's too comfortable.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yes.
so comfortable, so this is too for the brightness.
Yes, you will attach it definitely.
But it's time the next thing the brightness and more, then I still concentrate for.
Yes, you just know the brightness is there, you ignore it, don't look at it, just focus on your four great elements, right? Just see hardness, the hardness will disappear, maybe become softness, softness will disappear, maybe become something. At that time, if you feel joy, you will have joy and tranquility, then you should do the third foundation, that's a Chittanupassana. Focus on the mind. You have joy, contemplate joy, happiness, and try to see them arising and passing away. Okay. You don't jam at they don't start at they just try to see how they appear, how they disappear, how they appear and disappear.
Karma as contemplate the anicca dukkha anatta.
You don't recite anicca dukkha anatta. You know, anicca dukkha anatta will appear to you automatically. For example, when we hear the sound, do you see the anicca? It just disappear by itself. You don't need to say, I want to see anicca. This should come, the knowledge of anicca, dukkha, anatta should appear by itself. Okay, right?
So Metta is a walking meditation.
Okay.
When I do the tricks that 5 to 6 step, the computer will be very calm. But because like too much doing to like this apartments and all like so many people. So is this like what happened? We need to do all the time.
Yeah, you just know, and then you don't need to label if you are very clear about the object like hardness, softness. When you're doing walking meditation, when the feet step on the floor, there will be hardness, softness, heaviness, roughness. You just need to know it. Know it.
Very easy to know so many things.
Yeah, there are many things to know. That's why you need to walk. Because if your mindfulness is not strong enough, it's difficult to catch up with many objects. Actually, the objects are there all the time, right? It's only our mind not sharp enough to catch the object. So we are training the mind, right? To understand the object, like in walking meditation, in sitting meditation. So that's why we ask you to move a little bit slowly, to be more mindful, or you can do the 6 steps. Right? So we are just training the mind. The objects are there all the time. Our body have hardness, softness. Yeah, they happen to us all the time. Okay.
For walking, what is the purpose to know so many?
Okay. 4 great elements. Yeah, 4 great elements. In walking meditation, we can see 4 great elements. You know why? Because your effort is strong. Compared to sitting, when you are sitting, sometimes you doze off, right? You all know yourself doze off. But in walking meditation, you cannot doze off. So your effort, mindfulness, concentration is clearer. So you can see 4 great elements clearly. That's one thing. Second thing, you can see cause and effect. Like intention to walk is the cause, walking is the effect. Intention to lift is the cause, lifting is the effect. Like intention to push is the cause, then pushing is the effect. Intention to drop is the cause, then dropping is the effect. You can see cause and effect. That is a second Vipassana knowledge, right? Pacha parikahanyana. Okay, thank you very much for the question. Right. Next question, please. Yes.
One is actually
Okay.
questions when I send the metta to the neutral people, I have few groups of people. So should I group into one category or different category? Especially bosses, my friends, colleagues. So do I separate them?
Okay, if you have time, if you don't have time, you just think of them as one group. So if you have time, you can separate them. But the best, if you have time, you can do one by one, one by one. That might be the best. Yeah, it depends on your timing. Yeah.
One by one means the neutral people, I will have a different groups under this neutral people.
Yeah, if you, for example, you're feeling towards them in neither like and dislike, then it's one group, definitely. But I mean, inside the group, you can divide, oh, my neighbor is one group, my in the office, you have lots of people, some you don't really feel very near, very close to you as one group, you know, category or super category. All right, okay, thank you. Yes. The next questions. All right. Yes.
So, there's two ways of working meditation. The first one is the six-step, and the six-step, because of the continuous labeling, so the thought becomes relaxed. You know, just labeling. Then find that the concentration becomes more. And the second type of working is that I stay put into three steps, but I slow down in such a way that to focus on the sensation, to get the characteristic of the ball and small. And then by trying this tool, I find that maybe the second one is better to increase and develop the mindfulness.
What kind of second one? Can you explain?
Second two steps. It's just three steps.
Oh,
But
okay.
in three steps, slow down in such a way to feel the sensation more.
As I said, it depends on your mentality at the time. Some people feel 3 steps is enough already. 6 steps is too much. 3 steps, they feel they can see the 4 great elements, that is fine. For some people, they feel that 6 steps, they be able to observe things more, then they go for 6 steps. So no harm, as long as you find that your mindfulness effort concentration is good, and you can see more 4 great elements, or you can see more cause and effect, then it's okay. Go ahead, yes. Okay, thank you. Okay. So if no question, we go for practice. Yes.
What's the difference between pity and
Okay, pity is joy, right? Normally when we say pity and sukha, what's the difference? When you see the knots, right? Okay, you can see pity will come here. Sukha actually is more on tranquility, right? So tranquility or sukha come later. So pity always arises first. And when you see in the, which one? The other one, okay, even in the, right, on these 10 types, pity is always around. So pity is kind of like more excited feeling compared to pasadi. Pasadi and sukha is quite similar. Here, you can see after pasadi, there's a sukha here, right? Pasadi, then sukha. So pity is, sometimes we call it pity, it's just like interested, you're interested in the object. When your mind interested in object, then joy comes, right? So we call it interested curiosity. So after the joy comes, when the joy becomes stronger, then it changes to pasadi and sukha. So pasadi and sukha is more quiet feeling, more calm feeling. So when you got PD, you feel your mind is bubbling, you get very kind of excited. When we come to Pasadi and Sukha, your mind is very calm down. So people at that time, they can sit for 2 hours, 3 hours, even when they are practicing Vipassana, not just in Samatha, you know. As long as you got this, whether you practice Samatha or Vipassana, you will see you find that you can sit 2 hours, 3 hours, you don't feel so itchy, you don't feel so agitated, there's no more bad feelings in the body. 所以喜悦跟清安和他问的跟乐什么分别？喜悦是对一个目标比较有兴趣，所以比较一个活泼的感觉，所以比较活泼。到清安的乐的时候，你的心就好像平静，那时候可以做2-3个钟。所以当你可以做2-3个钟头，你就有这个清安的很乐，那时候没有什么不受的。Okay, Alright, so if no question, we'll stop here. So we let you continue practice. Today is last day already. Maybe we 11:30. So we have a group photo today, is it? Now they will see. Okay, so better have group photo. Better, no? Okay, so everybody come here and line up. Okay, thank you, online students. Okay, so everybody please come here.